Then we can dive into Percy Jackson, and I can't wait to show you what we have planned to do with that novel. Hello and welcome back to my 4th grade classroom. Today is May 14, 2018. And today I actually came to school late because my son had an orthodontist appointment this morning at 9 a.m. So I got to school around 10:15 and I was able to go ahead and start cursive instruction with my 4th graders because we don't really do it at the beginning of the year since they are learning how to write essays and it's the first time that they're actually writing essays. We want them to be able to write legibly in print, so that when they take the state test, which is usually at the end of February or the beginning of March, they can write their test in print so that it is legible and the people that are scoring their essays are able to understand what the students are trying to convey in their writing. So we usually wait until the end of the year, towards after testing, after we're done with crunch time and they've taken their math and reading tests. We usually use that time to go ahead and teach cursive writing to the students. Now the only problem is that if the teacher the following year doesn't continue the cursive instruction or requiring students to, write in cursive, they won't continue doing it and sometimes they forget. Like a lot of my students that I have this year in 4th grade, they did tell me that last year after they finished state testing, they were writing in cursive and learning all the letters in cursive, but that they forgot about it in the summer. And then of course at the beginning of the year, cursive is not the first thing that I have in my mind. I have diagnostic tests. I have trying to see where the students are so I can guide my instruction according to that data and then get them ready with the reading and writing standards, teach them how to write an essay, which they didn't know how at all at the beginning of the year. So it's a lot that I am trying to teach them. So hopefully now that we are done with state testing, we're done with iReady testing for the most part, they can then go ahead and start learning cursive and writing cursive. So yes, as the year progresses, we are going to require the students, at least in my class, to write in cursive whenever possible as they learn the letters. We did start with that, and I did have a few students that needed to finish their iReady testing diagnostic, and I'm happy to say that most of them are done, except for one student that was really sick last week and wasn't here for the 2 days of testing last week. So he is pretty much halfway done with his reading test, and tomorrow I know he'll finish in the morning. So yeah, we're getting ready to do that. Once he's done with that iReady test, then we can dive into Percy Jackson, and I can't wait to show you what we have planned to do with that novel, along with some other fun projects that we're doing for the end of the year. So I want to go ahead and show you some of the Post-its that I have been working on to put on our classroom door. These are the new Post-its that are going on the door, so I'm just gonna scroll through them and show you what they are. So these are all the sayings that I have collected that start with you or your, and these are going to go on the door right now. So here's the door before the Post-its are on there, and now let's put the Post-its on. All right, so here is the after of our door with all the Post-its on it, the brand new Post-its for today, Monday, May 14th. So here's a close-up, and they're all different sayings. They're not the same saying like I was doing before. I just wanted to do different sayings for this one. So there are 25 different sayings on the door right now. All right, let's see how it looks at the end of the day. So now it's time for lunch, and this is what I am having today. I'm having a salmon roll with some ponzu sauce. I actually prefer ponzu sauce than just regular soy sauce. I am eating them with chopsticks, and I have this let me show you. This tofu miso soup that all you have to do is add water and you can heat it up in the microwave. And it has the seaweed and the tofu in there as well. It comes dehydrated, and then when you add the water, it gets soft and all that. So yummy for me. So now it's the end of the day, and I wanted to say that both classes were able to get their first cursive lesson for the day, as well as go ahead and finish their iReady diagnostic like I mentioned previously, except for that one student. And also as a filler activity, while I was waiting for 5 students to test in the afternoon, I had my afternoon group start on that advice book that I showed you in last week's vlog. And if you want to see it, I'll go ahead and put a card up here so that you can see what I'm talking about. And that's basically what we were able to do for today: the cursive lesson, the advice book, and finishing up testing. I want to show you how our door currently looks after the students took all the Post-its that I showed you. I put on the door, and I want to say that those Post-its lasted like about maybe 10 minutes, because after I put the Post-its up, the students came up like 5 minutes later, and by the time I opened the door to let my students in for the afternoon, the Post-its were all gone, and my students were complaining because a lot of them didn't get to get Post-its. And I told them, well, remember, it's not just for our class, it's for anybody that, takes them. So I am going to continue replenishing the door until next week, Friday, May 25th. After that, I will stop with the Post-its on the door because we're wrapping up for the school year. And the door was something that I wanted to do as part of my 27 Days of Kindness, which I would love to do until the end of the year. But I know that I'm going to be really busy trying to get this classroom all packed up and ready for the summer. So let me go ahead and show you the door right now. So as you can see, our door is completely empty again. I'm telling you, those Post-its didn't really even last all afternoon. They were gone, like I said, within the first 5-10 minutes after I put the Post-its up. And I only put 25 Post-its, but you saw what they were. So I also have pictures, so I am reminded there were 25 different things about you or your. So tomorrow I'll put some new Post-its up. All right, so let's go ahead and continue the day. That was our door. At the end of the day, I will work on replenishing those Post-its probably sometime tomorrow morning, because I am getting ready to pack up my things and go home, since I have been really, really tired. And I know that I need to do a lot of things in the classroom to get it done. And I will show you what are some of those big projects that I am working on as the week progresses. But yeah, I have some big projects that I need to kind of finalize and finish in the classroom to get it all ready for the summer. And that's coming. So that is all I have for today. As you can see, there wasn't that much that we did today, but we will see what the day brings tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is now Tuesday, May 15th, and I can't wait to take you along with us today, since we are starting a new novel today, which you'll see in a moment, and we will see what we get to today. It's interesting because I haven't been able to put sticky notes on the door, and already I have students knocking on my door asking where the sticky notes are. The sticky notes are coming, but a little later today, not right now in the morning. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and eat my breakfast, which is why my lipstick is not on yet, or my lip gloss, because I'm going to eat and then I'll put my lipstick on. All right, I'll see you later. Check out how I am starting my day. One of my awesome students just surprised me this morning with a Starbucks hot chocolate with coconut milk. Oh my goodness, it's like literally 7:45 in the morning, and they just knocked on the door and they just wanted to give it to me. Thank you so much. Yay! And this morning when I came in, our door, which was bare, had no Post-its except this one, which another teacher left for me. Thank you so much, Miss Lampner. I so appreciate this, and I will definitely share with my kiddos once they come in this morning. I just finished swapping out all of the novels in the baskets at each team. And as you can see, we are getting ready to read The Lightning Thief, which is basically the last novel that we read in the school year. So each team has their novel in their novel baskets. I swapped out Flora and Ulysses. And Flora and Ulysses wasn't the last novel we read. The last novel we read was A Wrinkle in Time. In total, we have read so far 4 novels in the school year. We've read Wonder, Mr. Popper's Penguins, Flora and Ulysses, and A Wrinkle in Time. And now we get to read our 5th novel of the year, The Lightning Thief. So I can't wait to share with you what I have planned to do with this novel with my students. I am actually going to eat breakfast in the classroom this morning. I completely forgot when I went to Target last night that one of the main reasons that I was going to Target was to buy my protein powder that I use to drink all my morning protein shakes, which are my breakfast with a banana. And I forgot, but luckily I did pick up some berries last night at Publix and this new almond milk artisan vanilla yogurt, which I can't wait to try. It is soy-free and dairy-free, which is right up my alley. And if you have any non-dairy yogurt that you think is really yummy and you would like to recommend it, leave a comment down below. It's now my planning time and my room is really hot, therefore my hair is up. But I spent most of my planning time right now passing out certificates that the teachers in 4th grade need to give out to their students, because this Friday we're having an honor roll breakfast for all the students that have principal's honor roll and superior honor roll. And I just got back to my classroom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on creating some post-its to add to the door. So let me go ahead and do that now, and I'll show you what are the post-its that I created. All right, so it took me a long time to finish these post-its because I made 2 sets, one for the outside of the door and one for the inside of the door. So now I'm just going to scroll through the post-its so you can see these are all brand new ones from the ones that I showed yesterday. And these are all brand new sayings that I collected yesterday in my collection. So here we go. So those are all the post-its that I put together today, and now it's time to put them on the door. All right, so here's the door before, and as soon as I put the post-its on, I will show you how it looks after. All right, here's how the door now looks with all the new post-its put on for today, May 15th. Let me give you a close-up of some of my favorite ones. Definitely that one. I love how it came out. And yeah, I'm really happy with these new sayings, and I know the students are going to go crazy for them, and I'm pretty sure even though I'm putting these after lunch, I really like that one too. Even though I'm putting these after lunch, I am pretty sure they're going to be gone during dismissal when everyone is passing by the door. So yeah, these are all the new post-its on the door, so that you can see how our door currently looks. All right, so now I'm gonna put the same set but on the inside of the door because my students kind of complain that everybody else takes them and then they can't have any of the new ones. So let me do that now. All right, so here's the inside of the door. So I'm just gonna show you a quick before, and let me now put some post-its here too. So now here's the inside of the door with all of the post-its, same as the ones outside. Ready for the students to steal them. No, sorry. Ready for the students to take them.
Yeah. And put it on the door. No, what you were
I like that idea. All right, so as you saw in the previous clip, I had a few students stay behind after school and they wanted to write some post-its. So of course I was gonna let them because it says leave what you can, but nobody has been leaving that many post-its on my door except for the teacher that left us that note this morning. But these are the post-it notes that they created this afternoon after school, and I loved it. So I want to make sure that the other students know that they are more than welcome to do this because that's exactly what they were supposed to do. Leave what you can not just take, but you can also leave any post-it that you can so that others can also take them. And we also gave the students our luau letter. Our luau is next week, Wednesday. So that's just to remind them of our activity and the money that we're collecting to cover the treat and the pizza that we're going to give to the students. All right, so let me go finish up inside and show you what is the project that we're gonna be working on for our novel. As our novel project for Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, the students are gonna be working on Matchbook Summaries. And Matchbook Summaries is an idea that I got from a teacher blog called Teacher Thrive, which I'll link in the description box below. And she has the students work on these little matchbook type little foldable papers that fold like a matchbook, and each chapter gets one, and the students draw their favorite part of that chapter in the front, and then when they open it up, inside they write a summary of what happened in that chapter. Once the students finish collecting a matchbook summary for all the chapters in the book, and in our Percy Jackson book we have 22 chapters, they can then arrange those matchbook summaries in a file folder. Now I'm using a letter size file folder. She uses a legal size file folders, and her little matchbook summaries are a little bigger than mine by about 1/2 inch, but I sort of cut it down so that I could use a letter size folder, and I also wanted to make sure I was able to fit 22 little matchbooks inside. So once the students are done with all of their summaries, they can then arrange them in the file folder, and when they close it, it looks like this, and they can decorate the front and the back of the folder with pictures and illustrations related to the book. I might go a little step further and maybe on one side have them choose their favorite character and do like a character map, and then in the front they can do an alternative cover, a book cover for the book. But I think we're gonna play it by ear for now. Basically, the students do not get the file folder at first, and they don't get all their little matchbooks at the same time. They start collecting them as we read chapters. So what I did is I wanted to create a template so that the students could have lines to write. So on PowerPoint, I created a template that was the same size with lines, and this one has little dashes so that the students know that that's where they have to fold it up. So it will look like this. Let me put this on the side so I can show you. So from this, I was able to fit 5 on a page. They can cut it out and then it turns like this. So they fold it in over here. When they open it up, they have lines that they can use in order to write their summary for that particular chapter. So when they close it up, they'll write their chapter 1 or chapter 2 or whatever the chapter it is that they're working on, and then they collect them. Now we're going to collect them in a little Ziploc bag. I have these slider quart size zipper bags that I'm going to give to each of my students, and in order to make sure that the students don't get confused as to who has which bag, I went ahead and created this paper to put inside of the plastic bag that has the title of the book with what the plastic bag is going to hold and the directions for creating their matchbook chapter summaries, and they write their name here. And let me show you what one of those bags looks like. This is what it will look like. So this is a slider close, so it's easy for the students. And I put this paper facing out, not the part where it says hefty, but this part where it doesn't show, and then they can keep their matchbook summaries on the back. So they'll collect all 22 of them, and when they have all 22, then they'll get their little file folder and arrange their chapter book matchbook summaries inside the folder so that they can then decorate the folder as a culminating activity for the end of our novel. And these are printed out on regular paper, but I am actually going to print them out in cardstock. So they're more sturdy, and the students can feel free to color in marker if they like, as long as it doesn't bleed through. I don't mind. I usually prefer color pencils or crayons because they don't bleed through. But that's basically our book project for Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I quickly wanted to show you the website where I got the idea for the matchbook summaries. This is the teacherthrive.com website, and it's by Melissa. And right here she goes over how she uses the matchbook chapter summaries for novel studies. She shows some examples, and she goes over exactly how she does it. She also provides at the very end a rubric that you can use to grade your students. Now she requires her students to do 5 to 7 sentences, and I'm requiring my students to do 3 to 5. So you can actually adapt it to whatever your students need at the time. As I mentioned previously, I was able to read chapters 1, 2, and 3 this morning with my morning group, which is usually my afternoon group, but on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I get to see them first thing in the morning, and I see my homeroom at the end of the day. Along with reading chapters 1, 2, and 3 of Percy Jackson, the students also practiced some more cursive, and we also worked on our daily language arts warm-up. They completed Monday and Tuesday. And that daily language arts warm-up, I mentioned it in other vlogs, which is from One Stop Teacher Shop, which I'll also link her in the description box below. And that's basically what we were able to do today. Now, my afternoon class was not able to go ahead and read because we started discussing science topics and we went off on a tangent. They started asking me questions, so we went and explored those questions and learned more about it. I know we went completely off topic and off lesson plan, but it's all good. I know they're going to catch up and we're going to get them right back to where the other class is. So tomorrow, my homeroom class is going to catch up, and my morning group, which is usually my afternoon group, but on Mondays and Wednesdays, like I said, I have them in the morning. They're going to start working on those Matchbook chapter summaries for 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to go ahead and get that done, and then I'll let you know as the week goes by how our novel study continues. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this 2-day vlog. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you thought or any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. See you next time. Have a beautiful, magical day, and don't forget to smile.